Welcome to the channel and welcome to this 1750 point match play game between Imperial Fists and Custodes. 1750 points worth of Imperial Fists versus Custodes. This is a fight that should not happen. This is a fight that could not happen. The first wall versus the last wall. So it's Imperial Fists. I haven't seen Imperial Fists on the channel very much. Only maybe once or twice. And a new challenger has entered the building. Say hi, Beanie.
Hi, Beanie.
You've got a lovely Imperial Fists army.
I do.
And Imperial Fists have got all the toys now.
They do.
They do. And they are, their buff is versus vehicles. Yeah. So originally when Beanie was coming down, I was going to fight Nids against you. I told you, we're going to fight Nids. It's going to be a bug hunt. It's going to be lovely. But I've just done bugs. And so what I try and do is trying to avoid Imperium versus Imperium fights. So the next one would have been Orcs. But Orcs are currently running in deploymentzone.tv. The 27 minutes campaign features Orcs. So I didn't want to put Orcs up. And then Death Guard, well, I just did a Death Guard one as well. So after thinking my way through all of those sorts of things, I thought, well, what we should do is bring some vehicles along. It can't be bugs. We want to show off what the Imperial Fist can do. So maybe it should be against the Penitent Forge. So I set up this table thinking it's going to be Admech versus Imperial Fists. And then just last night I changed my mind. And I changed my mind for a couple of reasons. One, Imperium versus Imperium is something I tried to avoid, and I really didn't want the Imperial Fist destroying the Penitent Forge. There would have been, no, they are precious to me. I didn't want that to happen. It felt wrong somehow. But they do have vehicles in it. But then my heretic mind was ticking over, thinking, well, if I'm going to do Imperium versus Imperium, and if Imperial Fists have loads of toys versus vehicles, let's give them a tough fight. Let's make it hard. If it's a fight that should never happen, Imperium versus Imperium, let's make it Custodes versus Imperial Fists. Let's make it the first wall versus the last wall. Let's see if the Imperial Fists are really that good. And you are?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to smash
I do like the Imperial Fists as well, you see. It's the narrative and the Horus Heresy and stuff like that, and the Beast Arises, and
with the best chapter. Dawn is the best Primarch by a mile.
Dawn may not be. You know, see in the old narrative, he was dead.
Yes.
And
his hand is somewhere.
It was handy that they found it.
Yes.
But in the new narrative, they're sprinkling in ideas that he's still out there somewhere.
Just handless.
Just handless, maybe. But maybe you could grow one back. I don't know. But maybe he'll come back once they start stretching the narrative out and out and out and out.
I don't know how I feel about Dawn coming back as a character, really.
But Dawn is a boss.
Oh no, he's my favourite Primarch by a mile. He's the most stubborn and stoic man in the universe.
He cannot be broken.
Yeah, and neither can his boys, and that makes them the best. Even better than the Golden Boys.
Ooh, there's fighting talk for you right there. So let's find out how good they are. Let's find out if they can beat the elite of the elite. So, so match play goodness, what we decided to, wow. So on that note, that's why we've come up with Imperial Fists versus Custodes. Now the narrative bunny in me is screaming, why would the first wall ever attack the last wall? That shouldn't happen. Well, so we're rewinding the clock back to just when the Great Rift ripped the galaxy in two and the Noctis Aeterna happened, when the Emperor's light was extinguished. And in those few hundred years, all sorts of chaos and confusion happened across the Imperium. Brother fought brother. Everyone thought the Emperor was dead, maybe. And so what I'm saying is, perhaps in this place, in this manufactorum, in this industrial sector, there were confused comms or whispers in the warp or disrupted signals. Something happened. Something that has never been recorded and will never be recorded. The Imperial Fist turned on the Custodes, or maybe the Custodes were told to wipe out this particular section of the Imperial Fists. Maybe that's what happened. So we're going to play Dominate and Destroy, which is all the way back in 2017 chapter approved, because it makes narrative sense to me. We're just trying to dominate each other, destroy each other, and then this fight will be wiped from the Imperial annals forever. And Dominate and Destroy is quite simple. There are 6 objectives on the battle grid. You get a point for every unit you wipe out, and you get a point for every objective that you control at the end of your turn. Simples. Now, I've got less units than you.
Very much so.
So it's going to be harder for you to wipe out my units.
Yeah, but I've got more boys to take more objectives.
Exactly. That's exactly how it's going to be. I've got less kill points, but Beanie's got many more options to take objectives and spread out across the battle grid and score. So Beanie should be scoring the objectives. I should be scoring the kill points. And there's first blood, not first strike. Slay the Warlord, Line Breaker. And we rolled up in the book, and this is the Vanguard strike deployment. We've got you cut the board in half down the diagonal, and I think you picked that quarter, that over there. So Beanie is deploying on that side because there's 4 objectives weighted towards that end of the battle grid. And I'm going to be deployed on this one. And what happens is you drop, I drop, you drop, I drop. And whoever drops first gets +1 to the dice roll to see if they go first. That's what happens in 2017 chapter approved, Michelle. So dominate and destroy made sense because we're being all heretical here. Imperium versus Imperium. We just need to smash each other and forget that this fight ever happened. Last few shout outs. Battle map generators and stuff are from gamemap.eu. These crates are from cromlech.eu. They also make our objective markers and our command point tokens. You can find the objective markers and the dice command point tokens on the deploymentzone.tv merchandise page, and this glorious industrial terrain, which is modular. It's all magnetic. You can put it together however you want to. This glorious industrial terrain is from foregroundpublishing.co.uk. There are links to all of these in the DZTV Discord. If you want to join the Discord, then you've got to be a DZTV patron. There's also money off actually in the Discord. So if you become a patron and you join Discord, then there's links in there which shows gamemap.eu and foregroundpublishing.co.uk, and I think it's 15% off, and it's a chunk of money off if you get this terrain.
It's 10% on GameMat, and it's 15% I think on the front line
publishing,
something like that.
10% on that, 15% on that. It's a bargain. That's in the DZ, so that's DZTV patron. Or if you just want to join us in the deployment zone to watch more battle reports, then click on the link below. Right, let's go and have a look at the armies. Right, this is 1750 points worth of Custodes, on the nose, in fact, which is incredible for Custodes. And it's a battalion, which is 8 command points. And as you can see, I brought 4 vehicles along because we're going up against Imperial Fists, and I want to see what they can do. Honestly, versus Imperial Fists, I thought about dropping one of the Dreadnoughts. And for one of those Galatas Dreadnoughts, they're 155, something like that. You can get a full unit of 3 Custodes. And with a Storm Shield, they'd probably be more resilient than one of those vehicles, because Imperial Fists get +1 to damage against vehicles while the Devastator Doctrine is active. So probably bringing a unit of 3 would have been more resilient than the Dreadnoughts, but the 2 Dreadnoughts look really cool. So I'm bringing 2 Dreadnoughts. And the other thing I'm going to do is stick one in a Teleportarum. From Golden Light they come, so they can teleport in 9 inches away from an enemy unit. Now those Flamers, they've got big choppy swords, which give them an extra D3 attack since the fact dropped. They've also got a 2D6 auto hit inflamer, which is only 8-inch range. So when they do teleport in, when that one does teleport in, it won't be in flamer range. But maybe I can make a charge. And the shields do make the Dreadnoughts have a 4 up invulnerable save and also -1 to hit. They also hit on 2s. They're Custodes. My entire army hits on 2s. It's Custodes. So this guy, the Shield Captain on Dawn Eagle Jetbike, will be my Warlord because they're just too good not to make Warlords. And he's got the Auric Aquilus for a 3 up invulnerable save, and he can reroll charges. And I'm giving him, Emperor's Companion, so he can re-roll the damage for his attacks, which is nice because bikes have got re-roll to wound when they charge. And this guy will also have re-roll to wound and re-roll damage when he charges, because those weapons are D3. And there's another Shield Captain who'll be standing at the back, commanding operations from back there. 1 unit of Virtus Praetors, just with Hurricane Bolters all round. And then 2 units of 3, 1 unit of 4 of Custodes. And of course there's a Storm Shield in each one of these because the 3 up invulnerable save is a good thing. Custodes all have a 4 up invulnerable save all round, including the Dreadnoughts. But yeah, the ones with the shields will have a 3 up invulnerable save. And then the 2 tanks are the only things that don't have 4 up invulnerable saves. These guys have 5 up invulnerable saves. Now, a fact dropped some time ago with these Caladius tanks here. Basically, their guns on top, which are 8 shots, are now strength 7 instead of strength 8. But they're a flat 2 damage instead of D3 damage. So they've got 8 shots on their turret guns and 6 shots on the Lalstrom heavy bolter. So each of them chucks out 14 shots, hitting on 2s, which is quite nice. But again, more vehicles for the Imperial Fist to try and blow up. So a small force, an elite force. I wanted to bring the vehicles. You need bikes for that mobility, and then filling out the battalion. A nice, simple list. But let's see whether they can withstand the firepower of the Imperial Fists. Right, this is 1750 on the nose of Imperial Fists. It's a double battalion and a spearhead, which gives Beanie many command points to run through. So Imperial Fists are Space Marines, so they've got the Assault Devastator and Tactical Doctrine. And while the Devastator Doctrine is in effect, not only is it -1 AP for all heavy weapons, but it's +1 of damage.
Yeah, just for heavy weapons.
Just for heavy weapons, versus vehicles only as well.
Yeah, it doesn't work against monsters, which is upsetting. But...
I know. So Iron Hands get all the love. You guys get +1 to damage versus vehicles only in heavy mode while Devastator. Yeah. So they should be good at ripping apart vehicles. And it's also versus buildings. But who brings buildings? So what's in your list? What are we looking at?
Okay, so in the 1st Battalion, I have 3 squads of scouts, which are by here. So I've got 2 bolter ones with 2 heavy bolters in. And the other one is a choppy squad.
Yep.
And leading them up is my captain here, who is a chapter master. So
you're upgrading him to chapter master.
This chap right here.
Right. So that's 2 command points right there. But
go.
Instead of reroll hit rolls of 1, everything within 6 inches is rerolling all hits.
Yep, and just to make him a bit more spicy, he also has the relic, the Eye of Hypnev, which gives him reroll of 1 to wound. So he is essentially Gilliman in a mini form.
So he gets the lieutenant buff as well. Nice, okay.
It's really nice. And so he's my chapter master, Keith Edwards. And to go
Sorry,
with,
what?
His name is Keith Edwards.
Keith Edwards.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And with him is his loyal friend, the Smash Lieutenant, at the back here, whose name is Bronwyn Jones.
Okay.
He has a Power Fist and a Storm Bolter. He doesn't have any extra...
And a jump pack.
And a jump pack, yes.
So you've got a Smash Lieutenant.
I do have a Smash Lieutenant, yes.
Nice.
He's proven to be ineffective. Right, so, and to finish off that battalion, there is a Primaris Apothecary by here.
Okay.
Going into the next battalion,
yes.
I have the Smash Captain here,
yes.
who has been given the Hero of the Chapter, so he is the Imperium Sword.
Right.
And he has the Burning Blade.
So that's another command point to give him a Warlord trait.
Mm-hmm.
And another command point to give him the Burning Blade.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that gives him an extra strength, an extra attack. It gets the Burning Blade up to strength 8.
Mm-hmm.
-5 to damage.
And he rerolls his charge.
And he rerolls his charge, yes, with Imperium Sword.
Yeah.
So that's 6 attacks on the charge.
Oh yeah, he's a spicy chap.
Oh, yeah.
And to go with him, there is my Warlord, who
Right.
is this Librarian in Phobos armour.
So the Chapter Master is not your Warlord?
No, Keith likes to come along to watch what's going on, but he likes to blood his other members. So he has the relic, the Auric Aquila.
So there's another command point.
Oh yeah, I've got 9 left, I think, at the end.
Okay. What does the Auric Aquila do?
So that is the one that gives you a 4-up invul.
Nice. Okay.
And I think he, on a 5 and a 6, he can withstand stuff in the psychic phase, but I don't think that really applies here.
No,
so,
I have no psychers.
So he has the Warlord trait, the Hand of Dawn, which is the one that allows me to roll a D6 at the start of the game. No, D3, sorry, and it'll give me that many command points to start.
Well, let's do that. Here's a dice. Gain this many back. You gain 2 back.
Hurrah.
Put 2 of those back again.
There we go.
Nice, okay.
Okay, and now...
I guess you need that Warlord trait, particularly because you're spending so many.
Yeah, essentially, that's why I run
So
it.
instead of spending 5, you spent 3.
Yeah. Okay, and to go with them, there is 3 squads of 5 intercessors.
Okay.
The 2 in the front have Power Fists, and they are running the Stalker Bolter Rifle, which is the Strength 4, -2, 2 damage, but because they're heavy, it's 3 damage against vehicles. So the great thing about these things is that if you get even 1 or 2 through, you're doing a lot of damage to tanks, which is lovely.
So Stalker pattern bolt rifles are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Strength 4, -2, 2 damage.
And they'd be -3.
With Imperial Fists, they're -3 straight away with the Devastator Doctrine, in fact, but 3 damage versus vehicles. Yeah, I like it.
It's like throwing thunder hammers.
Yeah, and they're like they're 0 points.
Yeah, they cost the same as the normal list.
So you might as well just chuck them into an Imperial Fist list.
That's what I figured.
And the one at the back
they're regular, the normal bolt rifles, and they've got a power sword on the Intercessor Sergeant. Right, and the last thing is my spearhead.
Okay.
And in my spear... Oh, sorry, I forgot my Inceptors by there. There's 6 of them in that battalion.
What are Inceptors?
Inceptors have 2...
jumpy dudes.
Yeah, sorry, jumpy dudes, I forget. And they... Essentially, that squad throws out 36 shots of heavy bolters, essentially, and they're alright on the charge.
They're my fave.
Yeah,
I love them. I love them so much. I have like 18 of them.
Well, they are some of the cooler looking models. Yeah. I have a squad of 5 Hellblasters, just with the standard guns. I've got Eliminators in the back with the 3 snipers.
Because they're heavy as well.
Yep.
So versus vehicles.
Yeah, and they've got the hyperfrag ones as well, so they can get quite a lot of shots off against vehicles.
Plus, they can target characters because they're snipers.
Yeah, so they're going to be trying to cap some heads.
You've also got a Tech Marine and a Leviathan.
I have a Tech Marine.
And I imagine the Tech Marine is best friends with the Leviathan.
They go everywhere together. They are bearsy mates.
And the Leviathan has got 2 storm cannon arrays.
He does, yeah.
That's 10 shots each, so 20 shots.
Yep, and 2 heavy flamers in his chest.
20 shots. And storm cannons are normally damage 2. But while the Devastator Doctrine is in effect and you're shooting at vehicles, that's damage 3.
Yeah, more Thunderhammers.
So he's target number 1, I'm afraid.
That's understandable.
That guy's got to die.
He is my only vehicle. He does stick out like a sore thumb with these boys.
Okay, so we have a Chapter Master overseeing this Imperial Fist force. It's all a bit wonky as far as I'm concerned. Your whole army is a little bit... There's not a lot of vehicles in here. There's lots of bodies on the ground. I like what you've done with this Stalker pattern bolt rifles. I like bringing the Leviathan along. But a double battalion, it's a strange sort of wonky list. And I like it because this is a strange sort of wonky fight, Custodes versus Imperial Fists. How is this list been getting on for you?
Really well, actually. I played a smaller version of this list last week, and I wiped him and only lost 3 scouts and 2 intercessors. So
it's been doing well.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So you're liking the new codex?
I love the new codex. It's fantastic. It's really nice to see the Imperial Fist getting some love.
Yes.
Because they're normally one of the forgotten about chapters, but if you, like myself, like the lore, they are kind of like the workhorse of the Imperium. They defended the walls.
And they did defend the wall first. You're familiar. Don't forget all these upgrades.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm so used to playing with spending all my command points.
Okay. Because my mind is already blank. Let's go on to deployment. And we're deployed for the 1750 point game of Dominate and Destroy. So a point for every objective you hold and a point for every unit that you wipe out. And I've got +1 to the dice roll because I dropped way before Beanie. I've left my shield captain, my warlord, hanging in the wind here out on this flank, basically saying, shoot me, because you put some scouts up here on this objective using the forward operation concealed positions thing, and that should be a pretty easy first turn charge. Should be. Because you're going to get more points than me for holding objectives. You're currently already on 1, 2, and there's 1 there, 3. You're on 3 with some scouts over here as well. So in your turn, that's 3 points at the start of your turn, straight away, without even moving. Chapter Master is there, giving his reroll to hit aura to everything, including the...
and the wound.
And the wound, oh yeah, reroll to hits and reroll 1 wound, wound rolls of 1. And the Eliminators are there, the Stalker pattern bolt rifle, Imperial Fists are there. The Leviathan's a bit far back, but you need him to be far back because he doesn't want to get charged because then he'll get shut down from shooting. But a bit far back because the Leviathan storm cannons, even though they're brutal, they're only 24-inch range.
Yeah.
So you're counting on me coming to you. There's one hell of a nut to crack here.
It's going to be a pretty short game if we both sit back in our corners. And Imperial Fist, we love hanging back.
See, that's the thing. I could stay back away from all these brutal guns, but then I'm not killing anything, and you'll start racking up the points for objectives. So I have to come forward somewhere, somehow. I've put a unit next to this objective, a unit next to that objective. The Dreadnought's going to charge all the way forward. I've put one of them in the Teleportarium from Golden Light. I just love the name of that stratagem, from Golden Light.
It is epic.
There'll be a flash and they'll be teleporting in. You put all your jumpy dudes in reserve Anything else in reserves?
I have my Smash Captain David and my Smash Lieutenant Bronwyn.
The captain and the lieutenant in reserve. Tanks are back here, and Shield Captain number 2's there with them. The reason why I put them here is because line of sight blocking terrain is a thing in games of Warhammer 40k. It's very important, otherwise it just becomes a shooting gallery. So they're all the way down there. They could zip up and start laying firepower down if I get first turn. And then I've left some threats over on this flank as well, because there's objectives here and I need to pressurize or make Beanie think about both flanks. It's quite as simple as that. I'm kind of spread out. You're where you need to be honest, holding the objectives that you need to hold and ready to unleash hell. Right, in this game, Dominate and Destroy, the player who drops first gets +1 to the dice roll. Now you dropped second.
I did.
So if you could roll a dice, let's see what I need to beat.
I got a 1. You've won.
You got a 1. So yeah, I beat that with a 3. Would you like to try and steal the initiative, sir? You can.
Yes.
You would?
I would love to steal the initiative.
Stealing's bad.
It is, but there we are. Nope.
That's a 4. So it will be Custodes, turn 1. Okay, here we are after the Custodes movement phase, and double checking the rules, you score a victory point for controlling an objective at the end of each of your turns. Not at the start, at the end of each of your turns. So after moving, I am currently on 2 objectives. Now, my Shield Captain on Dawn Eagle jet bike, I really wanted to get forward and start charging some stuff and causing some havoc in turn 1. But I'll not lie, I'm very much worried by the Leviathan Dreadnought with the Chapter Master nearby. So I think the priority is to try and kill him and then come moving forward, and then come charging forward and cause some merry mayhem. So he's staying back and holding on to that objective for now. And my other Shield Captain advanced straight upwards and along a bit, backed up by the 2 big tanks, and the idea is shoot the Leviathan. Simples. Meanwhile, because of the Leviathan, my Dreadnought that I was going to come charging straight up the board is not hiding. He's tactically repositioning around that large line of sight block of terrain piece there, just in case the Leviathan's still alive so he doesn't die. And the bikes are moving up to either jump on those scouts, or there is a squad here. There's a squad there that I could jump on. Plus there's this other squad of 4 custodians that can jump on those scouts there. If I do manage to jump on those scouts, at the end of the turn, assuming I kill everything, I will be on 3 objectives. And remember, you get a point for everything you kill as well. So, yes, the Custodes haven't launched forward in turn 1 yet, because there's a Leviathan and quite a bit of a castle down there to deal with. So I need to make them bleed first. So let's move on to the shooting phase. Let's start off with these 2 Custodians. The 2 Guardian Spears are in range with these Stalker Pattern Bolt dude things down here. I hit on 2s. It's rapid fire 1. They both hit, and it's strength 4, so I need 4s to wound. And one of them wounds at -1, 2 damage. So 1 4 up safe.
Okay. Yep, fine.
And then the Shield Captain will unload with his Hurricane Bolters. Not in rapid fire range, but everything hits on 2s. And I'm wounding on 4s. And that's pretty good. That's 4 wounds, but it's AP dash because it's just a Hurricane Bolter.
So 3 ups. I failed 2, so this guy goes blood.
Okay, I killed 1. Right, let's go all the way round here to this unit of Custodian Guard, firing into the scouts down here. 3 of the Guardian Spears are in rapid fire range, so this is 6 shots. I don't really want to kill them. I want 1 left alive so I can charge. But I'm hitting on 2s. That's good. I missed twice. Strength 4. I wound 3 times at -1, sir.
Okay, so 5 ups. No, they fell them all.
Okay, so 3 are dead. And then the pistol fires out. Basically, the guy with the sword and board has a pistol. He hits on 2s, and it wounds on 4. It doesn't wound. So 2 scouts left holding that objective. Now I could fire these bikes in at them, but as I said, I don't want them dead. I want to charge them. So the bikes are going to fire at this squad of intercessors here. I'm not in rapid fire range, but I do have 18 shots with my Hurricane Bolters. Hitting on 2s. And winning on 4s, not very many, 3. Sorry, 4. 4 saves and you make them all. Right, that's it, except for the tanks. So what the tanks will do, this one will fire his Lastrum bolt cannons at the squad that I've already injured, and the big gun at your Leviathan Dreadnought there.
Okay, I'm going to pay a command point for Duty Eternal.
So half all damage.
Half all damage for this phase.
Nice, because the damage of my big gun is 2. So the damage goes down to 1.
Yes.
So the Twin Allistus Accelerator Cannon has 8 shots and it hits on 2s. And it is strength 7 and Leviathan Dreadnought, so toughness 8.
Yeah.
So I need 5s. That's okay for the wounds. That's 3 wounds at -3.
So 3, 4 up in wounds.
Yes. You fail 1. And then the last from Bolt Cannon will fire at that squad there. 6 shots, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because there's a shield captain nearby. It's strength 6, so I need 3s to wound. -2 AP, so 5s to save.
1, 2, all go through.
Right, let's do the same with the second tank. 36-inch range on the cannon, hitting these last 2 guys. 2s to hit, everything hits, and 3s to wound at strength 6. 5 more wounds again with the second cannon, so 5 up saves. 3 wounds to get through to kill that squad. And I kill the squad, and that is first blood as well. And then we have 8 shots thumping into this Leviathan. I'd hoped it would be more wounded. This is going to take a few more turns than I thought so. So re-rolling the 1s. Okay, so everything hit. This is the tough part. Strength 7 versus toughness 8. These used to be strength 8, you know, before the fact dropped.
Yeah, and they were like in every Custodes list.
They were that good. Now they're okay. Now they're reasonable. So that many at -3, 2 damage, which becomes 1 damage.
4 ups. Failed another one, so he's on 12.
So 2 Gladius tanks blew chunks into that thing and only took 2 wounds off of them. Duty Eternal working out perfectly there. So with 1 unit of Intercessors blown away with their Stalker Pattern Bolt Rifles, that's the end of my shooting phase. We're now coming on to the charge phase. This unit of Custodes charging through the barricades, charging through the gantries there into these scouts. It's a 7-inch charge. We've done the Overwatch, no damage caused, but I need a 7. And that's a 7. Now, I'm not going to charge in with my bikes. I could charge and use this to slingshot a bit further forward, but it'll probably put them in rapid fire range with those Hellblasters there. So that is the only charge. Custodes have 3 attacks each, so this is 9 attacks hitting those scouts with my Guardian Spears on 2s. And it's strength +1, so I'm up to strength 6. So I'm wounding on 3s, and they're AP -3, D3 damage. So AP -3, scouts won't get any saves, and that will kill the last 2 scouts. And that's the end of Custodes turn 1. I now am on 3 objectives because I made that charge there. And I killed 2 units, the units of scouts and the units of intercessors over here. So that's 5 points plus first blood, 6 points. So it's 6-0, which is quite a chunk in the lead. However, that Leviathan is still very much combat effective. Your castle is relatively untouched. The Hellblasters haven't been untouched, have not been touched. You've still got a Smash Captain, Smash Lieutenant, 6 units of intercessors, jumpy dudes in reserve. So you've still got plenty of assets to call on for the Imperial Fists. So 6 points to 0. And the Imperial Fists, remember, do extra damage versus vehicles. So let's find out what they can do in turn 1. Right, here we are after the Imperial Fist turn. They're on 3 objectives. 1, 2, 3, because you move forward the Stalker Pattern Bolt Cannon Squad thing.
Yeah.
Stalker Pattern Bolt Rifles, that's the one. You also move the Leviathan forward as well.
I did.
And spending a point on big guns never tire, so it can move and fire without the penalty, because the Storm Cannon arrays, those are heavy. So instead of hitting on 3s, you're back to hitting on 2s. And the Tech Priest put 1 wound back. Tech Priest? Tech Marine.
Tech Marine, yeah.
Put 1 wound back on him, so he's back to 13. So after getting lit up by 2 huge tanks, he's only taken a wound. But you are on 3 objectives. Your Chapter Master Keith is giving the reroll to everyone here. The Librarian's just in front of the Leviathan in smite range.
Mm-hmm.
And you were humming and ahhing about moving the Hellblasters forward. Why didn't you move them forward?
Because if and when these guys come around and eat my intercessors,
yes,
I didn't want them to be able to consolidate immediately and then shut down their shooting this turn.
Okay. Are they in rapid fire range right now?
No, sadly no.
They're not.
But by the time that you've eaten them,
yes,
they should be.
Okay.
Is my thinking.
Okay, so let's unleash hell. Start off the psychic phase with a smite. You need a 5.
Got it.
That's a 5, and it does D3. Oh, the big 3 mortal wounds. Now, Custodes ignore these on 6s. I don't know, ignore any of them. You do kill a Custode with mind bullets. Yeah. Next up, the Librarian's casting what now?
Aspect of Stone.
What does this do?
Warp charge of 5, and
Okay.
it will basically make him a really harsh beat stick. It'll
Nice.
give him +2 to strength and toughness. And he doesn't get it.
After the psychic phase, we're opening up the shooting phase. This unit of intercessors are unloading into the Custodes. Hitting on 3s. You're in rapid fire range. Now this is the tough part, because I am toughness 5.
And Imperial Fists explode bolters on a 6, so that is an extra shot.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that an extra auto hit?
Auto hit, yeah. It's like Tesla, but...
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, wounding on 5s now. 3?
1, 2, 3. 3 at -1.
Okay, so 3 up saves. I take a wound. After the Intercessors, we come to the Hellblasters into the same squad. Are you overcooking, sir?
I am not, because I am a coward. 3 ups.
Don't want to lose any. So you would have lost one there.
Lost one there, so that's 3 hits.
3's to wound.
2
wounds.
-4.
-4.
4 ups.
I could have put it on the 3 up invulnerable save dude, but I figured this was coming. So 4 ups on that guy, and he dies. You've killed 2 Custodes. Right, spending a command point on the Scout, loading a Hellfire Shell into the Heavy Bolter, picking on the same squad, hitting on a 3.
Yes.
That hits, so it does D3 mortal wounds for 3, which kills another Custodes, because their 6 up save to mortal wounds only happens in the psychic phase. Keith, you're killing the Emperor's Chosen.
I am, and they love it.
Where are we going next?
Right, what we're going to do next is the Eliminators are going to try and shoot your shield captain in the chops.
This one?
That's the one.
Okay, what rounds are we loading?
Oh, it's I think it's called the Executioner. It's the ones that are -2 D3 damage.
Okay.
That on a 6 they do more wood, but
Okay.
obviously that'll be -3.
3's to hit.
Hit with all, and that explodes.
Nice. And strength 5, toughness 6, so 5's to wound.
Rerolling 1s, which is lucky.
So the 6 does a mortal wound.
So it's a mortal wound plus a 1 save.
1 save. Any minuses to this?
-3.
-3, so 3 up invulnerable save, which I make. After the shield captain took a wound, the scouts fired into these Custodes, didn't manage to damage them. Now the Stalker Pattern Bolt Rifle Intercessors are going to fire in. Stalker Pattern Bolt Rifles, a heavy 1, so this is only 5 shots. Hitting on 4s because you moved, but re-rolling because there's a Chapter Master there. So 4's to hit, and re-rolling everything. And 3 hits in the end. This will wound on 5s. And this is -3, 1 damage, right?
Yep.
-3, so I might as well put it on the Storm Shield, 3 up. And I save them both. Then the characters fired Storm Bolters into that squad there, and one of them took a wound. Now the last thing left to fire, I think it's the last thing left to fire, is the Leviathan.
It is, yeah.
And you're going to put all the shots from the Leviathan into the same squad.
Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't get them out of the way so I could kill your shield captain.
Well, this should do it.
I would like to think so.
20 shots, hitting on 2s because of big guns, even though you moved.
And re-rolling.
And re-rolling everything. With the re-roll, everything hit. Now you're winning on 3s. And re-rolling 1s. That one's cocked already, just roll the cocked and then do that. Yeah, now do the re-rolls. Cool. Right, 16 wounds came through at -3, 2 damage each. So I didn't expect you to shoot at them with the Storm Cannon Array Leviathan. So my first save will be a 4 up invuln. And he's dead. And then all of these are on my 3 up invulnerable save. Storm Shield. How many 3s can I roll? Not a lot. They're dead. Right, that's the end of the Imperial Fist shooting phase. 1 unit of Custodes completely wiped out. That's way over 150 points there. Now we're going on to the charge phase. Crazy things are happening. Imperial Fists are charging Custodes. I've done the Overwatch. I didn't damage you. It's an 8-inch charge for these Intercessors to get in there. And they get in there.
They're angry as hell.
The Imperial Fists end up here with Shock Assault. The normal guys have 12 attacks, hitting on 3s. And they're going to be wounding on 5s. Strength 4 versus toughness 5. And I have 2 up saves versus this round of attacks.
That's 4.
I'm going to put these on the Storm Shield guy because there's Power Fists coming in and I want to try and protect that. But the idea is, drop dice don't count, the idea is none of these fail. 2s. Okay, so my Storm Shield is down to 1 wound left. And then you've got 4 attacks with your Power Fist because he's a sergeant.
Oh no, sword.
It's a sword?
Yeah,
okay.
Power sword.
Alright.
3s.
Only 1 hit.
Oh, lovely.
And a 5 to wound.
Nope.
It doesn't wound, but you have taken my Storm Shield down to 1 wound. 2 Custodes left there. One with the shield and sword and one with the guardian spear. But everything here is hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, so I'll do it all together.
I'm going to pay 2 command points for transhuman physiology.
Okay.
Try and keep them alive.
So this will half the damage, right?
No, I mean that you can only wound them on a 4, 5 or a 6.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm wounding on 3s currently.
Yeah, it's just to try and mitigate that.
Yeah, so 2s to hit. I only get 4 hits. I'm wounding on 3s at strength 5 or 6. Yeah, but we're ignoring 3s, so that doesn't wound, they do wound. They are -3.
T-shirt saves? Nope.
And each does d3 damage. Okay. So the first one kills 1, second one kills 1. Now, no morale to take, but you do outnumber me on that objective, and you've controlled that objective now. That's the reason for the risky charge, yeah? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives. Which is pretty good, and you wiped out a unit entirely, so you get 5 points.
I do.
So there's only 1 point in it. It is 5 points to the Imperial Fists, and 6 points to the Custodes, as we head on to turn 2. Right, here we are after my movement phase. I'm being semi-aggressive, and by semi-aggressive I mean pushing some things forward and keeping some things back. I don't know if this is going to work. This is not an all or nothing move. This is an all and a bit of nothing. And by semi-aggressive, I mean I've dropped my Dreadnought from golden like they come in the backfield, 9 inches from your Tech Marine, just over 9 inches from Tech Marine and the Scouts. Gives you something to think about. There's a Dreadnought behind you. You need to deal with it. And the reason why I've done that is because I've chucked my Shield Captain on Dawn Eagle, checked out my Warlord forward into the lines. And I figure you've got 2 nasty issues, one either side of you there. The Dreadnought and the Captain. Something to think about there, and something to make the Imperial Fists blink at least. They're going to hold their nerve. They know no fear, but there's something to worry about. Not fear, something to worry about. The bikes have jumped up and over and want to deal with the Hellblasters. And this Dreadnought has moved over there to go choppy chop into the Intercessors that stole that objective off of me. The Custodes that are in combat are staying in their happy place, slaughtering things. That should give me that objective back. That hopefully will give me this objective. And then the Custodes who were there ran across. I got a good advance onto this objective here. So I'm on this objective. And my other Shield Captain dropped down and got onto that objective there. So I'm currently covering many objectives. He's still within the reroll range of the tanks. I'm keeping the tanks back more than 32 inches away from the Leviathan Dreadnought, because the Leviathan will absolutely cream them. But again, I've given the Leviathan some thought, something to think about right and left. Okay, so let's go to the shooting phase. Starting over here with pistols first, because a Sentinel Blade is a pistol. And I hit on 2s. And I miss.
Wow.
Clearly that Custodian's too busy swinging his sword and having fun. So over here, am I in rapid fire range of those Scouts? No, I'm not. So let's soften up the target that the Captain wants to charge before I go charging in there, hopefully guaranteeing me killing this unit. He's got many shots with his Hurricane Bolt at 12 in rapid fire range. I hit on 2s and I reroll 1s. I'm winning on 4s. 4 3-up saves, yep. And, oh dear, did that one pass? I killed 1.5. That was a bad roll. Right, that tenderizes that meat nicely, ready for the charge. Now, the Virtus jet bikes there, the Virtus Praetors, should make short work, English words, should make short work of the Hellblasters in melee. So I'm going to rapid fire the 18 shots down into the Scouts down here. Not rapid fire, sorry, I'm not in rapid fire range, but 6 shots each at this range. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 4s. I got 12 wounds through. Whoa, and that wiped the squad. Beanie, I didn't expect that to happen.
My poor Scouts.
I know. I didn't. It's killing Imperium on Imperium. Remember, this fight will forever be stricken from the records. We will not remember this day. Right, so one of the tanks is going to fire everything into this squad of eliminators here, because there's a character there and I don't want you targeting characters. Now, you're on a train feature. They have camouflage cloaks, +2 to their saving throws.
I'm going to spend another 2 command points to give them transhuman physiology.
Okay. So let's shoot the accelerator cannon at them. I hit on 2s. I reroll 1s. And then at strength 7, I'm going to be wounding on 3s, but 3s don't count. So I'm only wounding on 4s. Now, Your -2 to +2 to your saving throw gives you a 1-up save, and this is a -3 gun, so it's a 4-up save.
How many is that?
But each does 5, but each does 2 damage. So each failed save will kill an eliminator. And then all the other lash and bolt cannon shots are going to go into them as well.
Okay, so...
Oh, they're dead. Beanie! I wasn't expecting that to happen either.
Yeah, you're just kind of just deleting my things now.
So the other tank will fire everything at your Leviathan. Let's start off with the... Do you want to do the duty eternal thing?
Yeah, I do, because it doesn't look like my dice rolling's on my side on the camera, so yeah.
Okay, so the bolt cannon hits on 2s, re-rolling 1s, and I'm wounding on 5s. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds. This is only -1, I think. It might be -2. Let's roll up and find out.
Okay then, so that would be a 3-up. 1 goes through.
Okay, and that's only 1 damage.
Okay, so
and then
20.
the accelerator cannon 2s. Re-rolling the 1s. Look at all those 2s. See, Custodes is the perfect army for winters, because I roll a lot of 2s, like those 6 2s there. But I need 5s to wound. Just 2. 2 wounds get through. 2 4-up and vulnerable saves. And you make them both. So I only do 1 damage to him again. Right, that's the end of the shooting phase. I've killed a unit of scouts, unit of eliminators. Now we're going on to the charge phase. The Dreadnought, we start over there. He made it into the unit of intercessors underneath the gantry there. Now we're charging with the Virtus Praetors into your Hellblasters. You figure they're dead anyway, so you're overcooking it.
I am indeed.
So we're going to do 2, 2, and 2, and 2 to see if any die. So you need 6s to hit.
Nope. And that went proper in the most awkward place it could.
Okay, so no hits. Next. No.
Nope. Nope.
No. 4th one. No.
Nope.
5th one. You've got to get some hits.
Nope.
But
And someone died for the privilege.
Oh no. Praetors charging. I need a 4. That's an 8. 9. The bikes make it there. The show captain on door. We need a good jet bike charged in as well, taking no damage. Keeping round here to avoid heroic interventions. Mind you, I could have tagged. No, I'm keeping round here. And then the Contemptor Dreadnought is going to try and charge your Tech Marine. This needs a 9. I fail the charge, and even if I command pointed re-roll that, I would fail the charge. The Overwatch failed to injure the Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought. Now I really needed that charge. The idea was to hit him, kill him, and tag the Leviathan. But at least this way you've got some big guns that will never tire, which will be able to fight back. Now there's a Power Fist in this squad here, and this is my Warlord. So in the fight phase, I think I need to start here with my Captain on Dawn Evil Jet Bike. So they have 5 attacks on the charge. 5 attacks anyway, they don't get shock assault. I'm hitting on 2s. And it is strength 6, and I re-roll all failed wounds. So I need 3s to wound, which I can re-roll. So 5 wounds at -3.
Oh, t-shirt.
So 5 t-shirt saves coming up.
Made 1.
You made 1. So each of these does D3 damage.
Okay, so there's a potential that one of them can live.
Yes.
Well, let's see.
Okay, so the first one will kill that guy on 1 wound.
So
and then there's 3 left, and I've got 3 rolls to make.
Okay.
But I can re-roll damage because I'm a Warlord. Because that
Is
was
that
his
for
trait.
every single one? Or?
Yeah, he re-rolls damage. So he kills another and kills another. And I can re-roll that one. I need to kill the sergeant. And I kill the sergeant as well, and that's the squad. Not consolidating any closer with my Warlord there. I can't tag anything, and I don't want to drag anything into close combat. So we're going to come across to the Virtus Jet Bikes. They're 4 attacks each, so this is 12 attacks hitting these Hellblasters. I hit on 2s because I'm a Custode. And at strength 6, I'm wounding on 3s, but I reroll fail wounds on the charge. So that number of wounds at -3 on the jet bikes.
Wow.
Yeah, they're Custodes. And
Not 1.
okay, each does D3 damage, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the squad wiped out. Bye bye. The bikes consolidate a little bit forward, and then we're on to the Galatus Dreadnought. Since the fact it's changed, he has 4 attacks, and he gets D3 extra attacks because of his sword. So 5 attacks. He hits on 2s with the sword. There's only 3 guys left in here. And I hit that many times. And he's strength 7 with his sword, so I wound on 3s. And each is -3, 3 damage. So you need to make a chunk of 6s to keep them alive.
Nope.
And he wipes out that squad as well. Wow. then the Dreadnought consolidates, and that's the end of a terrifying Custodes turn. I'm feeling a little bit dirty right now. I'm going to need to go away and shower. I've killed 1, 2, 3 things in assault, and 2 things shooting, the scouts and the eliminators. That's 5 points. And I'm currently on 3 objectives, so that's an 8 points that I've just managed to grab this turn. And I had 6 beforehand, so it's 14 points to 5. Wow. The Custodes are making a... I don't know what's happening. Let's go on to Imperial Fist turn 2. Right, here we are after the Imperial Fist movement phase, and Smash Captain, Smash Lieutenant are staying off the table because Keith says there really isn't any good places for them to drop in now, and you really want to clear your lines. This is your footprint. You're going to get a point and a point at the end of the turn for controlling those objectives, and the plan is to kill all this stuff down here, right?
Yep.
To kill all the stuff threatening your lines. If you take away my speed by killing the Captain on Dawn Eagle jet bike and these guys, it's still only turn 2. And then the rest of the long-range firepower that's going to reach out and touch you for the rest of the game is just the 2 tanks. And the rest of my army will slow right down, which should give the Imperial Fist a chance to spread out and take objectives. But it all comes down to killing these threats here. The Tech Marine healed a wound back on the Dread. It's back to 13. It's going to be unkillable. So let's go on to the shooting phase. Sorry, psychic phase. Starting off with the Smite, Librarian. Just
Smite into the Dawn Eagle there, so...
That passes, and it does D3. For 1, which I ignore on a 6, which I don't ignore, my Captain on Dawn Eagle jet bike is down to 5 wounds. Aspect of Stone again going off, and that's a Perils.
Command point.
That's not a Perils.
And that's a pass.
Okay, so the Librarian is powered up, just in case he needs to charge in. Okay, shooting.
Okay.
Should mention as well that the Tactical Doctrine is in effect.
It is indeed.
You put the Tactical Doctrine in effect. You can go back up to the Devastator for a command point if you need to really take on one of those tanks or one of these vehicles. But it basically, the Assault Bolters on the Jumpy Dudes are now AP -2. So, yeah, and there's 36 shots coming out of that squad there. So having AP -2 is going to count, particularly as I have a 2-up save on these guys, for example. Okay, so starting off the shooting phase.
Okay, we are going to split fire.
Right.
Which always works. So 1 storm cannon into this chap.
Okay.
1 storm cannon into them, and both heavy flamers into him.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll start the heavy flamers.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this will be for
5 auto hits, which will wound on 5s because I am toughness 6.
Toughness 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't wound.
Ones.
Oh yeah, rerolling 1s. It does wound once. 3 up.
2. Yeah. Oh,
I make the save. Storm cannon number 1 going where?
Into the shield captain.
Right.
So hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Okay. So that's a full spread of hits. You are wounding on 3s and rerolling 1s again. Rerolling those 2 1s. And that's 8 wounds.
Looks like.
And these are -2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 up saves. If I fail 3 of these, he's dead because it's 2 damage each. And I failed 2. Oh. He's on 1 wound left.
On 3s.
The Apothecary going for the win here. He hits with his Absolver bolt pistol.
Wounding on 5s.
No,
it's way too far.
Okay.
Okay, so he did not.
Oh, we forgot the other 10 shots.
Oh, yeah.
Into the Virtus Praetors.
2s.
Reroll that 1-1. And strength 7, toughness 6. Wounding on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Right. Okay. This is good. This is -2. 2 damage each. You've got a chunk of wounds to get 4 up and vulnerable saves on these guys. I can't keep being jammy. Can I? That will kill a bike, and that will kill another bike. There is 1 bike left on 4 wounds. It looks like this. So the Librarian is going for the win, chucking a grenade at my Captain. 3s to hit.
Nope.
Oh no. Oh no, re-rolling everything.
Chapter Master. Chapter Master, yeah.
He hits. Strength 6, toughness 6.
4s. Re-rolling 1s.
He wounds. It's -1. So basically, if I fail the strap save, you kill my Warlord.
Yes!
Right, I haven't spent any of my command points.
Damn!
So let's re-roll that. My Warlord's still alive. Right, so after the Apothecary failed to kill my Warlord and the Librarian, the Tech Marine is going for the win. We are in rapid fire range with the Storm Bolter. 3s to hit. Re-rolling everything.
And that 6 explodes. So.
Oh, okay. So that's 5 hits. And it's strength 4, toughness 6.
So 5s. re-rolling nothing
Oh
then.
no. Your Warlord? He's not in rapid fire range.
2 shots.
He hits. 5
hits.
to wound. Oh yeah, 3 hits because of Imperial Fists, yeah.
So 5 to wound.
Right, he gets 1 through. It's
-1.
-1. So 3 up. Warlord on Warlord. Is he going to be a hero this day?
No.
He isn't. Right, this has to work. You're spending a command point on a Hellfire Shell. The Scout's taking aim at my Warlord, hitting on a 3. And it hits. That does D3 mortal wounds. Breathing a sigh of relief there. No save. The Shield Captain falls. Yeah. So the Warlord of the Custodes has fallen. Now I can spend a CP on Shoulder the Mantle, which means this Shield Captain back there, he becomes my Warlord. It means I don't give up Slay the Warlord. He becomes my Warlord. You can pick a Warlord trait for him. I'm going to give him Superior Creation, which means he ignores wounds on a 5 and a 6. I need to keep him alive. Don't want to lose my Warlord. So you did kill the Shield Captain on the Dawn Eagle jet bike, but we are Custodes. We are an army of warlords, and now he is my Warlord. Oh, worth mentioning as well that the bolter shots were also going to be targeting that Shield Captain. Right, that's 1 threat reduced, wiped out. Now the jumpy dudes, you're putting 2 into the Contemptor Dreadnought here, and you're going to put 4 into that guy on the bike. You absolutely want him dead. So 3s to hit with many, many shots, re-rolling everything because of the Chapter Master.
And 6s explode.
And 6s explode. This should be nasty, and there's plenty of 6s. Dude, after the reroll, you got 10 6s.
I did.
This is overkill. 5s to wound, re-rolling 1s with a bucket load of dice. I think this will do it. I only think 9 or 10 got through.
Oh,
only. So maybe overkill. 4 up save. Let's see, because it's -2. So 4 up saves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. He's wiped out. He's dead.
Hooray!
And now we have 12 shots coming back at the Glatis Dreadnought. 3s to hit. Rerolling everything, and there's some more 6s there. There's 4 6s. 4 more shots.
Thank you.
5s to wound, rerolling 1s because of the Chapter Master and the Warlord trait thing. See, that's better wounding than you did last time.
Good.
6 wounds came through. Dreadnoughts have a 5 up invulnerable save. They don't benefit from the +1 to their invulnerable save. It's only Bikers and Custodes. However, he has a shield which does give him the +1 to his invulnerable save, so he does have a 4 up invuln, the Glatis Dreadnoughts. And it saves him 5 times.
Wow.
4 times. He took 2 wounds. He's got 8 left. Start off with 10. Right, are you charging?
Oh, Christ.
I just remembered a bit of a mistake here.
What's that?
These guys are probably within 9 of him. A couple of these guys will probably have to be 9 inches back. We forgot about that when we were dropping them in.
Oops.
Yes, so we put them there because of the 9-inch deep strike thingamajig. Now, do you want to send them in? I wouldn't.
I'm thinking no, because he's got a brutal... It's 3 damage, isn't it?
Yeah, and they have 3 wounds each. And it basically allows me to kill some of you in your turn, some of you in my turn.
Yeah, I'm going to not do that.
Okay.
I haven't got any other charges because my 2 combat-y boys are back there.
Right. But at the end of that turn, you do kill 2 things. You've taken away my speed, you've taken away the jet bikes. So that's 2 points. And you're on 3 objectives. So that's 5 points in total, making it 14 points to 10. The Custodes are in the lead by a chunk of points. But as I said, I've got a Dreadnought that can make combat this turn. And that's it. I think everything else in my army will be out of charge range. I'll only have the tanks who can shoot in. So the game may be about to flip. 14 points to 10 in favour of the Custodes as we go on to turn 3. 14-10. It's quite clear that the Glatis Dreadnought needs to go into this chunk down here. Now, at -3, 3 damage each, I could absolutely slaughter Intercessors.
Inceptors.
Jumpy dudes. I could send them into them, but you'll still have your Chapter Master there doing all of his buffing. I'm actually thinking that when I get to the assault phase, I might just charge the Chapter Master. Also, there's 36 Overwatch shots coming out and hitting this guy. He could, yeah. I think if I take away the Chapter Master this turn, that'll hamstring the army a little bit for turn 4, for turn 5, for turn 6. If I don't take this opportunity, he could get blocked off. That's what I'm thinking down here. Then over here, this Galatis Dreadnought is running down, and I'm on 3 objectives. I'm on 1, 2, 3. I need to pressurize the lines. I can't just stay back there. So this tank has jumped down. My Warlord, my new Warlord, is staying back there on that objective. So I'm spreading out, holding on to the 3 objectives that I've been holding on to all game. This unit advanced, so it can't fire. This unit advanced, it can't fire. The only things that can fire are the tanks and the Dreadnought in the back lines. And the Apothecary is the closest possible unit. And that's a point. So let's fire this tank without any of his rerolls at the Apothecary down here. I will hit him on 2s with the Accelerator Autocannon. Everything hits. At strength 7, I'll wound him on 3s. And those are all -3. 2 damage.
Oh, he'll be fine now.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, 6s. All 6s. No 6s.
He's dead. I was going to put all the shots into him. So the second guy, the second tank we did measure, is now in range and line of sight to your Warlord, the Librarian. He is the closest thing.
He is.
He is the closest thing. But he does have a 4-up invulnerable save because of the relic.
Yeah, the Auric Aquila.
And he is toughness 6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this might not cut it. So let's start off with the Lastrum Bolt Cannon, which hits on 2s. This one I did keep in range of my Warlord. So everything hits. Strength 6 against a toughness 6 Librarian. Forced to wound.
Mm-hmm.
I wound him twice. I think they're -1.
Okay, so that would be 4-ups.
He takes a wound. Now the Accelerator Cannon comes in, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, and this will wound on 3s. Whoa. Okay, 7 wounds. You need to make a chunk of 4-up invulnerable saves to keep your Warlord alive here, so good luck. And you fell many. That is Slay the Warlord.
That is Slay the Warlord.
Right. Now, shooting profile from his sword is a flamer. Want to kill your... The flamer could kill your chapter master, maybe.
Is he the closest, though? Wouldn't the Inceptor be next?
Yeah, the Inceptor's closer. Let's do them. Number of auto hits is 6. Strength 6. I'm wounding on 3s. And they're -1 damage. 4-up saves.
Failed 2.
1 is on a wound.
He is.
Then we charged, only declaring the chapter master because I didn't want to face all the Overwatch from the jumpy dudes, and also I want to take away this buffing ability. The Tech Priest, Tech Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tech Marine intervenes. Now I'm going to fight your chapter master. I get D3 extra attacks with the sword for 2 more, so it puts him up to 6 attacks. I hit on 2s. Everything hits. I wound on 3s. And each of these does 3 damage. But you have an Iron Halo.
I do.
And he is uninjured so far. But you've got to make at least 2. And you make at least 2. He takes 3 damage.
She's down to 2.
2 left. And he turns around and fights back. Chapter Master striking back with 5 attacks with a Relic Blade. 2s to hit. Rerolling 1s. And 5s to wound.
Rerolling 1s, but none there. So that's 2 wounds at -3, I believe the Relic Blade is.
4-up save. I just remembered it's -1 to hit this guy in close combat, but you know, my mistake. I forgot it. These are D3 damage a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it only takes 2 damage. It's down to 6 left, and now you have a Tech Marine, which can have 1 attack with his servo harness,
which I'll do first. So this will be hitting on 4s,
which is another -1 to hit him. So it's 5. Yeah.
But rerolling anything.
Rerolling everything because Chapter Master.
Nope.
No.
And they have 3 attacks on standard.
Yep.
Charged, which would be 4, so he's got 3 chainsword hits.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling them. Oh no, it's hitting on 4s and
yes, that's right, yep.
Yeah, so wounding on 5s. 1 wound, no minus.
2-up save. I make that. My Dreadnought's down to 6 wounds left. And that's the end of that fight. And honestly, I expected better. I expected your Chapter Master to die, because these guys are still going to get all their reroll of hit, reroll of wound. At the end of that turn, I get 3 points for getting on those objectives there, and I killed 2 things, but one of them was your Warlord, so that's 3 points. So I get an extra 6 points, making it 20 points to 10. The Custodes are still in the lead, but let's find out how the Imperial Fists respond in turn 3. So the Imperial Fists fall back out of combat. They're on 1, 2, 3 objectives, and the jumpy dudes have the fly keywords, so they can move and shoot without the penalty. They can always fall back and fire, even though that they were in combat. Tactical Doctrine is still in effect. You're outnumbering me on this objective here, and it looks like the Leviathan has moved round to take on that second Galactus Dread, which is charging down towards your line. So it looks like pressure there. Pressure on the other infantry squad which is coming charging down towards your lines. And to deal with the dreadnought in the backfield, Jumpy Captain, Jumpy Lieutenant.
Yep, this is the lieutenant, this is the captain.
Are coming in to try and deal with this second dreadnought. So spreading out, maximising their control over these objectives and trying to pick on 3 targets this turn. So no psychic phase, the Librarian was removed. And spending a last command point on Big Guns Never Tire.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Leviathan has moved forward and it doesn't suffer the -1 to hit penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons. So we've got 20 shots unloading into that dreadnought, hitting on 2s. And re-rolling everything because you hit everything every time.
I did.
Because your chapter master was there. It's strength 7, right?
Strength 7, yes.
Toughness 7, so 4s to wound, re-rolling 1s to wound because of the Warlord trait on that guy. And then there's a chunk of 2s.
Oh, there's a lot of 2s.
The one there. 4s. Okay, you converted quite a few there. Now these are -2, 2 damage each. And I have a 4-up invulnerable save with my shield. 10 wounds to get through.
6.
There's 8. That is 8 wounds. It's got 2 left. Stormbolter from the Lieutenant going back uptown. Hitting on 3s, both hit. Wounding on 5s. 1 wound.
-1.
-1. I make the save. It's a 2-up. Becomes a 3-up. Right, now onto the jumpy dudes. Splitting fire always works. 2 coming back into the Galactus Dreadnought and 4 firing down at the Custodian squad here. Hitting on 3s.
Re-rolling everything.
And 6s give you extra hits with bolter weaponry, and assault bolters are definitely bolter weaponry.
They are.
So let's get these. There's already a chunk of 6s there.
Oh, I know.
Here's the re-rolls. And there's some more 6s. 6 6s there in the end. Wounding on 4s.
Re-rolling 1s.
Yes. Right, this many wound. Well, I have a storm shield. 3s, because it's -2. See, 3s, 3s. Right, storm shield's dead. These are all 4-ups on the remaining dudes.
Okay.
Dead. Dead. Perfectly statistically average. You actually killed that squad. Perfect precision. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Economy. Now 12 shots coming into the Dread. 3s. Re-roll in.
All those 2s. That's a lot of 6s again.
And there's 6 6s. So that's 6 more auto hits. 5s.
5s.
Right, once we found that dice. 7 wounds came through at -2. So 7 4-up saves. It takes 2 wounds. It's still got 4 left. Right, that's the end of the shooting phase. We have some charges coming in. David?
Yeah,
Smash
David
Captain
Reed.
is a 9-inch re-rollable charge with his thing.
Re-roll that.
Re-roll any number of the dice. He is in. Let's see if the Lieutenant can make it in there as well. He needs a 9. Just 1 short. 2 short. With Imperium Sword and Shock Assault, 6 attacks. Hitting on 3s then. -1 to hit these dreadnoughts.
But re-rolling all because of him.
Oh yeah, Chapter Master. You're in Chapter Master range. Okay, 5 hits. Your strength?
8.
8. So you are wounding on 3s.
Re-rolling 1s.
And there's 2 1s. Okay, so 4 wounds.
4.
Each of these does 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 wounds left. And a 4-up invulnerable save. How jammy can I be? Not that jammy. Even if I command... Yeah. Does he go bloom? He doesn't go boom. You do kill that dread. You didn't manage to kill that one. You dropped him down to 2 wounds left. But you have cleared your back lines. All right. You said thank God for that.
Yeah, very much so, because it was not going well at the start.
I have you notes. Thank the Emperor.
Oh yeah, sorry. Praise the Emperor.
So you killed 2 units there. 1 in assault. 1 with shooting. And you're on 3 objectives. Which makes it 15 points to 20.
Mm-hmm.
But you're taking away my tools. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 units left. So my ability to actually score objectives now is getting drastically reduced. 15 points to 20 in favour of the Custodes. Will this game flip? It's getting interesting. Let's go on to Custodes, turn 4. Right, it's a very simple turn for me. My Contemptor here needs to make a 7-inch charge. He can only move 4 now, he's on 2 wounds. And he hits on 4s with his sword. Needs to make a 7-inch charge against your Leviathan Dreadnought, which is hitting on many times. 20 shots, hitting on 6s, but re-rolling everything.
And booby flamers.
And booby flamers. So it's got to withstand all that Overwatch. But if I make it in, even on 1 wound left, I should shut you down from shooting.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's plan B. Plan A, sorry. Plan B is just try and consolidate my lead. I'm 5 points in the lead. So I need to not die. So kill the jumpy dudes. Quite simple. Tweaked a bit in the backfield, so I've got all my re-rolls going on. Let's put tank number 1 into the jumpy dude here with 8 accelerator shots, hitting on 2s and re-rolling 1s. And at strength 7, I am wounding on 3s. And then -3, 2 damage each.
So 6s?
Yeah.
See more. Made 2.
There's 2 6s. So they have 3 wounds each. So that only kills 2. And then let's do the Lastrum Bolt Cannon. Re-rolling. And this is strength 6. So I do 3 wounds at -1. It might be -2. I really must check that.
So it's 4.
It's -2. So 1 is down to 1 wound left. So I'll fire the second tank with the Lastrum Bolt Cannons first. 2s, everything hits, and 3s. 4 wounds at -2, so 4 5-up saves, 1's on 1 wound, and that actually kills 2. 2 left, 8 accelerator cannon shots, re-rolling 1s, and 3s to wound. Okay, so 7 wounds, all at -3, all at 2 damage, so many 6s required here.
Go on, boys.
No, the jumpy dudes are wiped out.
They are.
Right, last thing left to fire. I have a flamer profile on my sword, which hits 10 times automatically. But I will be wounding on 5s, and it is -1. So 5s to wound, I get a wound.
Sweet.
1 3-up save. You make it. Right, I need a 7-inch charge. I'm going to do this, then we're going to do the Overwatch. And I'm going to re-roll that. So I failed the 7-inch charge. Now let's find out if he dies. 20 shots hitting on 6s. And re-rolling everything because he's within range of the Chapter Master. And you only need 1 of these to get through because it does 2 damage and I'm 2 left. Okay, so you got 2 originally. And you converted...
5.
Okay, so that many. 7.
Oh.
6 get through. Strength 7, toughness 7, force to wound.
And 1s.
Yes.
So that's 3 wounds at -2.
Okay, so 3 4-up and vulnerable saves, or you kill a unit in my turn. You kill a unit in my turn. It's a 6-inch explosion, so I can't hurt you. So I get a point for killing a unit, you get a point for killing a unit. You killed a unit that's 16 points. I was on 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it's 24 points to 16 as we go into Imperial Fists, turn 4. So the Imperial Fists press forward on 3 objectives. The Dreadnought coming around this way, you're within 3 inches of that objective there. And the Tech Marines healed him up, so despite all the damage I've done to him, he's in full health. He's feeling fine, feeling chipper.
He feels great.
No damage done to him whatsoever. Chapter Master staying on this objective here, so you're controlling the 3 objectives. The Leviathan can see the Custodes holding on to that objective there. There's only 2 of them, and remember the Storm Shield guy's got 1 wound left. And then the Lieutenant and the Captain have advanced down this flank, hoping for it to go on to some more turns. So, if you kill a unit, not only does it give you a point for killing a unit, but you stop me holding that objective as well. So let's go on to the shooting phase. Now the Leviathan's currently hit on 3s because it moved, but you're re-rolling everything because you kept him in range of your Chapter Master, and you're thinking...
It's worrying.
Split fire or not. Whether to put 1 gun down here and another gun and start tickling the tank, or whether to put both of the guns to guarantee that kill. And then put all of the guns into a tank next turn. Interesting. What are you deciding? Because if you do manage to kill a tank as well, then you're really cutting away my ability to score. But
so on
there's
that
a 3
note,
up and vulnerable save there.
I'm gonna split it because split fire always works.
Okay.
Right.
So 3s into this squad?
3s into that squad.
Okay.
Rerolling everything.
Okay, so 10 hits. Everything gets through. Right, 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because your Chapter Master's Warlord trait. And 9 out of 10 wounds get through. I have a Storm Shield in that squad on 1 wound left. 3. He's dead. Right, I think this is going to work. These are on 4s. Yes, you do kill that squad. Right. That is a point. And then we have 10 guns going into which tank, left or right?
Ooh, I think I'm going to go for that one.
Left tank. Yeah. 10 guns coming in.
Hitting on 3s.
Yes.
Re-rolling that.
And if the Devastator Doctrine was in effect,
this would be so much worse.
This would be a damage 3. This is why I stayed away from it.
And you were wise to do so.
Yeah. Strength 7, toughness 7.
4s, re-rolling 1s.
Okay. So
3.
I have a 5-up save. Mind you, it's -2. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still a 5-up save. It takes 6 wounds. Right, the tank's on 8 wounds left. It's 1 away from being bracketed. Tech Marine firing a Stormbolter.
Yes, he is. And he hits with 1.
Rerolling.
Oh, yeah.
Hits twice.
Oh, no, that was a 6. So
okay. Yeah. 5s to wound. It does get a wound through. And -1. I need a 4. It is bracketed.
Yes.
It is bracketed. And you've got the scouts. There's a heavy bolter up there.
There is, and they haven't moved.
No.
So I'll start the heavy bolter into them.
Yes.
4 hits out of 3.
Because of Imperial Fists.
Hooray.
5s to wound. A wound. Mm-hmm. This is -1. Takes another wound. And the bolters are out of range. That tank is bracketed down to 6 wounds left. The Imperial Fist kill a unit and take 3 objectives, making it 24 points to 20. So the Custodes are still in the lead by 4 points as we head into turn 5. But I have 2 tanks and a shield captain left. And that's it. And we're seeing what the Leviathan can do with 1 gun. With both guns pointing at a tank, it should be a dead tank. So let's go on to Custodes turn 5. It's 24-20 and I'm only controlling 2 objectives and I really need the game to end in turn 5. Custodes don't like turn 6 and turn 7 because it's such an elite army. They tend to lose models rather quickly at the end. So the plan is to weaken the Dreadnought, shoot the crap out of it. I'm not going to kill it, but maybe if I make this charge with the first tank, I can clang into it and then it would have to fall back and wouldn't be able to shoot because it just got rammed by a tank. Nice, simple plan. First, I need to weaken it. The front tank is hitting on 3s. And it's wounding on 5s. And I get 3 wounds at -2, so 3 4-up saves.
Make them all.
3s to hit with the accelerator cannon.
Ooh.
5 hits. Strength 7, I need 5s to wound. And I don't wound. All right, so that's the first tank. I'm definitely going to have to rang it.
Tank shooting there.
Yeah, well, it's just ding, 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 ding. It's a relic dreadnought, right? All the shots just spanking off its armour.
Well, Leviathans are mad as well as their storyline is that they stop making them is because they turn the owners completely mad because of the power consumption.
Because of the power and the power of fielding this just living battering ram, this living machine, this god of war. I like it. Second tank, we'll have to do it. This one's hitting on 2s. Mm-hmm. No rerolls, 5s to wound. I get 4 wounds. 4 4-up saves. Can I hurt it this time? I can scratch it.
You can.
2 wounds off of it.
Lush.
We've been here before.
We have.
The accelerator cannon. 2s to hit. I have powered the machine spirit, by the way, which is why I can move and fire my heavy weapons.
I thought they did.
Yeah. 5s to wound. 3 wounds at -3, but you have a 4-up and vulnerable save.
Because of course I do.
No, but that actually does 2 damage, 4 damage, plus the 2 I took off of it is 6 damage. It's down to 8 wounds left. It isn't bracketed.
It's about to be, though.
Now I need to charge it. We'll do the Overwatch in a second. But let's see if I can make this charge. I tried to charge it with the Dreadnought last time. Maybe a tank can skim into it. Oh, yes, it can. Right, 1 minute. I was confident this tank could make it. But you've taken 2 wounds off of it with the heavy flamers, which puts it on 4 left.
Yep.
And Storm Cannon does 2 damage each.
They do.
And you got 20 shots.
That's what I have.
Rerolling everything. 6s to hit.
So 1, 2.
That's 4 hits already.
4 there and
Rerolling. Is that 7 hits?
Yep.
7 hits. Wounding on 4s.
We're rolling 1s.
Yes. There's a 1. Okay, so 3 get through at -2. 2 damage. I have 3 5-up saves to make. I've got to make 2 of these or the tank goes boom. And not only do I not shut it down, but you'll get a point in my turn again. Maybe charging Leviathans is not a good idea.
It's not recommended.
5s? I make 2. I was getting ready to spend a command point there, but I make 2. The tank gets in. It misses. It misses. It doesn't hurt you. You fight back. Right, it's not over. Leviathans hit on 2s and the 4 attacks with shock assault. And re-rolling because and you're strength 8. I'm toughness 7, so you're wounding on 3s. Oh no. So you wound every single time. I've got 2 wounds left now. 4 3-up saves. Ooh, I'm alive. On 1 wound left. The gamble plays off, but that tank is just hanging on by bits of string now, leaking oil all over the place. That is the end of the Custodes turn 5, and I killed nothing. In fact, I only get 2 points for holding on to those objectives there. As we go on to the Imperial Fists, turn 5. Right, it's 26 points to 20. And the Imperial Fists are 1, 2, and you advanced with your lieutenant down to that objective. 3 objectives. And if you kill the tank on 1 wound left, that's 4 points. That's 4 objectives, making it 26 points to 24. If you kill the tank, 26 points to 25. At the end of turn 5, there'll only be 1 turn in it. Of course, the Leviathan can't shoot because it fell out of combat. It just got dang. It's ringing like a dinner bell. Or not like a dinner bell, ringing like Big Ben after getting hit by a 50-ton tank. It fell forward, and the Tech Marine put 3 wounds back on it. It's back up to 11 wounds. Me and that Tech Marine are going to have words after this game. Mind you, bringing along a 300-point model and spending a couple more points on a Tech Marine to try and keep him alive is, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is kill this tank to get 1 point back in on the game, and your Smash Captain with the Burning Blade has jumped up and over and means to charge it. But you don't want to withstand the Overwatch.
No.
So you want to try and kill it with guns instead. So we're going to open up with a Heavy Bolter and all the guns, the bolters from here down into the tank. Heavy Bolter hitting on 3s. Everything hits and explosion with Imperial Fists Doctrine.
5s.
1 wound, -1.
Yeah.
I need a 4. I fail the save. Does it blow up? It does blow up. Right, it blows up this far, 4 inches. So it's going to hit all of these guys for D3 mortal wounds. Let's do your Leviathan. He takes the 3 wounds that you just healed on him.
Yeah, he's back to
Let's
whatever.
do the Tech Marine. He takes a wound. And your Smash Captain's got 5. This won't kill him. He takes a wound. And that's the end of turn 5. Just 1 gun.
Yeah.
A perfectly placed heavy bolter round goes into the fuel pipe, leaking fuel pipe of that Gladys tank, and it went kaboom. Did cause some damage, but didn't wipe anything out. And as discussed on 4 objectives, you've killed 1 thing. It's 26 points to 25. The Imperial Fists are losing by only 1 point. And the player who went first rolls a dice, and on a 1-2. It will be a Custodes victory.
It's always a Custodes victory.
It's all no. You're right. You're absolutely right. When the Adeptus Terra records any conflict that the Custodes have, it's always penciled in as a victory. It's definitely a victory. But the Adeptus Terra will not record this fight.
Good point. Yes,
This fight is
they're not pleased about this.
This fight is between the Custodes and the Imperial Fists. This one is getting stricken from the records. So on a 1-2, I win. Let's find out if the world ends. And this is the way the world ends.
Damn.
Beanie, you nearly won that.
I did. 1 more turn
and
I'd have done it.
More turn. That Leviathan firing everything at that tank, you'd have killed that tank.
Gone.
Yeah, essentially. I'd have got 2 points maybe for holding on to these objectives, and I couldn't have shot at your characters because they were behind your Leviathan. So what would have happened in turn 6 is if I'd unloaded into the Leviathan and not killed it, we see what happens when I shoot that thing.
You did try a lot.
And I would have got 2 points. And then you'd have got 4 points. just for being on objectives, regardless of whether you killed a tank or not, you would have definitely won.
I would have.
In turn 6, and it would have been a comeback for the ages.
It would, especially after that start of the game.
But in the end, I managed to jam it by rolling low, and the game ended. So, a victory for the Custodes, but only just. If it had gone on to turn 6 or turn 7, the Imperial Fists would have pulled it out of the bag and pulled it back. And it's a sweet victory anyway, because the only winner this day is the forces of Xenos, the Xenos forces, the alien and the witch and the demon. They're the only winners this day.
And they're never really winners. No one thinks they're winners.
Well, those players watching this battle report might think they're winners because Custodes and Imperium met and smashed each other and hurt each other, but they're not winners unless I'm playing them. Then they're winners.
Yes.
When I'm playing the end of all things.
Depends on perspective.
So, have you fought Custodes before?
This is my first fight against them.
What do you think?
They just don't die.
They're a spicy meatball, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. When they just come in and they hit like trucks once they actually get in.
You know what? At the start of the game, I thought, oh no, what have we done?
I thought it was going to be over at the end of turn 2.
And the Custodes got so far into the lead, and we won't be able to see any of that Devastator Imperial Fist doctrine where you're doing maximum damage to tanks. But because of that, that's what kept me back and back and back. So dropping in your forces here and clearing your castle and then pushing out, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, it did, well, like we said, if I'd had one more turn, just being able to gather points, that was probably the best decision of the game for me, is dropping in sectors in a place where they could just get the rerolls and murder everything.
And they had many, and that bolter discipline kicking in when the tactical doctrine is in effect. That bolter discipline and the rerolls and the -2 with the jumpy dudes. Oh.
And the 6 explodies.
Yes, that's nasty. Yes, the 6s exploding. You got stupid number of hits when you were firing in. Was it 10 6s you got on that?
Out of 24 shots.
To be fair, you needed that turn.
Oh yeah. If I hadn't cleared out everything like I did, I think...
You needed that to happen.
Yeah, there would have been just gentle weeping.
Another thing was when my other Dreadnought charged the Leviathan round there, if I'd able to contact him, then you wouldn't have been able to come around and kill what you did. That was another. Killing him in Overwatch. In fact, nearly killing 2 things in Overwatch.
Oh yeah, he nearly had the tank as well, didn't he?
Yeah, that nearly changed the shape of this battle. So Custodes are tough. It all comes down to whether you can fail a 4-up save or not.
And at the start, it seemed like you couldn't fail anything.
No, I was trying hard not to.
Yeah.
But I didn't know whether to bring those 2 Dreadnoughts in this list. Now, we know these guys are pretty good. Because when they weren't firing at Leviathan Dreadnoughts, they were killing stuff.
Anything they touched died.
Yeah, like they murdered the Eliminators. They murdered a unit of scouts. Well, when they point and click and delete stuff. You can see why at tournament level people bring 3 of these tanks, even though they're still strength 7 now.
But luckily, you did what a lot of people do, and you shot into my bullet sponge.
Yeah.
And, like you said, 47 points for the Tech Marine.
Is it?
Because I just gave him a chainsaw instead of a power axe.
Yeah.
And for 47 points, I think I put about 8 wounds on him.
Yeah.
And kept him out of death range.
Yeah, the Tech Marine kept him alive, essentially, is what happened there. So
as a unit together, that's 350 points between them.
And in Iron Hands, he could heal twice.
Yeah, there's the Master of the Forge from the Faith and Fury book that I could have given him, and then he'd have been healing 3 every time.
That's true, yeah.
And I could have given him +1 to hit if I made him a Warlord.
And it doesn't cost any points to make him. It's just a command point.
Mm-hmm.
To make him a Master of the Forge from the Faith and Fury book, yeah.
And I considered it, but I thought I don't want to try and remember that many things.
Because of all the other buffs that
especially, I gave myself enough relics, didn't I?
Yeah. So for me, I knew the tanks were good. I didn't know whether to bring the Dreadnoughts or not, but I wanted to see you hurt them with the Imperial Fists thing, which in the end didn't happen. In the end, it turned into the Leviathan show. Maybe charging your jumpy dudes down here instead of the Chapter Master would have been a better thing to do, but I was trying to... If I'd have killed that Chapter Master, then their rerolls to hit and rerolls to wound, I would have nerfed your army in turn 4, turn 5, I would have kept... Or turn 3, in fact. I would have kept more of my stuff alive, which just wilted under that firepower. So I was trying to play the tactical long game there. And he should have been dead.
Yeah.
He should have died. So he's a hero. He helped win you the game as well as the Leviathan.
Keith Edwards always helps me win the game.
Keith Edwards.
Although I didn't win.
Brilliant. No, but you would have done if it had gone on to turn 6.
I'll take the maybe victory. That's fine with me.
So in the end, I quite liked that Custodes list. I thought it had some back range firepower with the tanks. It had some forward pressure with the bikes, and it's just the troops. It's just the troops. You need more troops in a Custodes list to have that sustainability, that resilience, not disgustingly resilient, that golden resilience, to have them sat on objectives at the end, because the troops are all gone.
Like your shield captain,
yes,
sadly, because his entire job was just being a reroll machine, he didn't get to show off his horrendous axe.
No, exactly, but he deters people from jumping in behind. Because he's a shield captain with a Castellan axe, so strength 8 -3 D3 damage. He's a beat stick.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't end up dropping my guys over there, because I thought...
right, okay. So you was thinking about dropping the Smash Captain thing back then?
Yeah, because I was going to try and tie up your tanks, but then I remembered they had the fly keyword, and that would have been a huge mistake on my part. Yeah,
he is a deterrent all in himself. Just one guy with a big axe. He's scoring me points, he's given the buff, and if anything comes back down there, he'll jump on them like a bear trap. So.
And you're one of your 2 models left, so there you are.
And also... he's the only HQ in the Custodes book. You've got shield captains. That's it. So you have to either bring 2 on bikes or 1 on foot and 1 on a bike and save your points.
Well, you got...
find it.
What's his name?
Trajan Valoris.
That's his name.
Yeah, but see, Trajan is a lot more points again, and I think it's better to spend the points on more models. Makes your army a bit, not very resilient army, more resilient. I say not very resilient. They've all got 4-up invulnerable saves, but they don't have the bodies. So by not bringing Trajan, you're allowed to squeeze in another body here or there, or another 2 bodies here or there. So that's my thinking there. I did have Trajan Valoris. I did buy him, and I did play with him off the table once in a non-film battle report, and then I gave him away.
Oh, okay.
I don't want him. This is the Dread Host. I don't want that name character. I want to start building up my own narrative for the Custodes. Just haven't had a chance to break him out too much yet. But anyway, we digress. Thank you very much for coming down.
My pleasure.
You nearly won.
I did.
So you can take that as a moral victory at least.
That's exactly what I want.
And we will expunge all records of this fight. It was good to see the Imperial Fists on the channel. It's one of my favourite chapters up. They're yes. I mean, the Praetorian of Dawn and the Horus Heresy. You're making your way through the Horus Heresy
I'm on
series
book 25 now.
Nice. When you get there, you're going to love that book. Praetorian of Dawn. Yeah. It's one of my favourite books from the Horus Heresy series, and it features Imperial Fists versus the Alpha Legion. It's really good.
It's that story.
Dawn's in it.
Yeah, doesn't he actually, I'm not going to say something.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
The other thing that happens in that book, by the way, is in backstories, like cutbacks, whatever they're called, flashbacks. They show the Praetorian of Dawn, the protagonist of the book, from before he was a Space Marine. So they show him what it was like on old Earth, and then going through the change, and then becoming a Space Marine, and then making his way up to becoming one of the Praetorians of Dawn in flashbacks. It's just a great story arc. So, you look forward to that one. So I'm going to shut up. Thank you for coming down. This battle map from GameMap.eu, the generators and stuff from GameMap.eu, and the glorious modular industrial terrain from foregroundpublishing.co.uk. If you want to see some more Winter's SEO battle reports, please consider subscribing to deploymentzone.tv. For everyone who has and for everyone who enjoyed this battle report, happy wargaming.